Whenever I mention to my father that his car needs a clean, he always sarcastically tells me, if only I knew someone who cleaned cars for a living. Now, I don't clean cars for a living, but I know where he's coming from. I clean them for my channel. I actually feel bad for anybody who does clean cars for a living, or valet, or detail, whatever, because I'm sure you're going to get other people saying the same thing. Well, if you cleaned it for me, it would be fine. Anyway, I've got my dad's car here today because it does need a clean and I need to test some products. Today I'm testing 4 from High Definition Detail. So let's quickly have a look at the products. First of all, I'm going to be doing the wheels. So I've got Breakthrough Wheel Shampoo here. I like a wheel shampoo because they are more flexible than regular wheel cleaners. You can also double them up if you've got really bad wheels. What I like to do is put this in my bucket, put all my tools in there, and they're going to carry the suds and the wheel cleaner of the shampoo into the wheel, which is great. And you can double that up if you've got a sprayable wheel cleaner and you've got really bad wheels. Then you could spray on the wheel cleaner first and then use your tools, which have been soaking in this, to help add that little bit of extra wheel cleaning. The dilution ratio on this is 300:1, so that's 25 to 50 ml in an 18-litre bucket of water. That's pretty good going. That'll last a decent amount of time. So I've heard good things about this. I'm looking forward to trying that. Then when it comes to the bodywork, the car it's not super dirty. At the end of the day, it is summer, but we've had some wet weather recently. I do live out in the countryside, so the car will pick up all manner of dirt and debris and rubbish. So this is a product I've been hoping to try for a long time. This is Road Rage. This is their green pre-wash. What's interesting about this one is it can be used via a pump sprayer or a foam lance, so you choose how you like to use yours. I may try both because I have both options here. They say it's very effective at cleaning and it's economical. It's a bug remover and it's also LSP safe, so it will not remove your waxes or sealants, which is good. They say economical. It can be used, like I said, in a pump sprayer or a pressure washer with a foam lance, either 20 to 1 up to 50 to 1, depending on how dirty your car is. So you've got that flexibility, and the dilution ratios are the same via either a pump sprayer or a snow foam lance. So that's really, really good. And it can be used basically all over the car. It can also be used as a pre-wash, a degreaser for engine bays, for tires, wheel arches, door shuts, you name it. It makes a very effective bug and insect remover. That'll be really good because I think we've got a few on the front end of the car there. We'll see how we go with that. Then it's going to need a proper wash. So for that I've got Wash and Gloss shampoo. This is their trade shampoo. And it says it's wax infused, it's a concentrated formula, it has a slick feel apparently. I do like a slick shampoo, so we'll see how that feels. And being concentrated, it's a 400:1 dilution ratio, which is pretty good going. So we'll see how that behaves. It looks quite thick and clingy there. Looks like a nice colour too. I wonder what the smell is. Can't really smell much, to be perfectly honest. Although, again, my nose is useless these days. Then we're moving on to the iron fallout remover after that with Ferrous Ferric. This is an iron fallout gel. So, being a gel base, it means it's going to cling longer to the surfaces. This will be used on the wheels because the car is black, so you won't really see any iron fallout there, but we'll hopefully see some on the wheels. So being a gel base, it will cling to the wheels a little bit longer, stick there, do its thing, help it to break down and remove the iron oxide, the rust around the iron fallout particles, therefore making them easier to remove. So, got lots to try today. Let's get out to the car and get cracking. So the first job, obviously, is to give the wheels a really good rinse here with the pressure washer, knocking off any loose dust and debris and giving the tires a good blast and a soak. And here I've got a mixture of the Road Rage at 50:1. Now I'm using the wheel woolies with the Breakthrough shampoo in a bucket. I'm using the larger one to get into the bigger gaps and the medium-sized one to get in between the spokes and also between the brake caliper and the wheel barrel itself. And because they're absorbent, they are able to carry the wheel shampoo onto the wheels and get in there, bring it with it, and continue to add more and more wheel cleaning ability. Then using a stiff bristled brush to go over the tyres and make sure they're clean. The foam was coming up brown, so they weren't perfectly clean, so another hit with the road rage. And another scrub, and you can see the foam is now coming up white, so that's a clean tyre. Now blasting off the dirt from the car, giving it a good pressure rinse to make sure you've removed as much as possible. And you can see there is some water repellency on the car there from what was applied in the past. And then spraying over the road rage through the snow foam lance at 20:1. And you can see it's not a super thick foam, but it does lay a good coverage on the car, and it does seem to stick around for a while. So here's the situation we're at the moment. The car still needs a contact wash, it hasn't received it yet. But you can see there's still water, sheeting and beading going on, so it hasn't really removed the old protection that was on there before. But I think the old protection is, well, it's not looking great, let's be honest. This paint still needs a clean, there's still dirt there. So it hasn't properly removed everything. That's what the contact wash will do. So let's get moving on with that now. Let's give it a good contact wash. On this side of the car I used the snow foam lance with 50 milliliters of road rage into a litre of water, sprayed across this side. And on the other side it had, well, you can see the bonnet here, there's still beading and sheeting going on here, so there's still protection there, which is good, it hasn't removed those. On this side the car had a spray on rinse off protection, and you can see most of it is still there. It's been a while since it's been applied, so it is going to die over time, but you can see there's still beading and sheeting happening there, so the protection is still there. So it's, the back end is still dirty, but that's because, well, it's an estate car. You know, all the dirt gets sucked up onto the back of an estate car. This car is even worse. I don't know if you've noticed here, the back end of the car is squat down compared to the front end, and that's because this has a self-leveling air suspension which has stopped working. Basically the compressor that pumps up the air has given up the ghost. It's getting replaced this week, but it means that the car is sitting even lower to the ground and more stuff is being sucked up through the Venturi effect. Go and Google that, very interesting. So it's getting even more dirty, so the back end of the car does need a proper clean, as does the rest of it. So let's go and grab the wash and gloss trade wash and see how that goes at cleaning this up. This was quite an enjoyable shampoo to use. You can see it's not super sudsy, but there's definitely some suds there for those of you who prefer it. And there was a slickness under the mitt, and the suds did continue to carry throughout the wash. They definitely lasted right the way to the end of the wash. But it was a nice shampoo to use actually. Many wash and waxes tend to be a bit thin on the suds, but this was really nice. I just wanted to show a clean versus not cleaned section here. So the wing, the door and this door have all been washed with the wash and gloss. It does look nice, it does look shiny, though there is some water spotting appearing. That's normal, that's because it's drying out. It might be a cloudy day, but by God is it warm today, so everything is drying fast. But this back panel has not been washed, and I'm not sure if you guys can see this, it's hard to show up on the camera, but there's a dirty section and there's a clean section, so the shampoo definitely does its job. It does look nice and shiny, which is really nice. The sealant, no, not the sealant, the wax that was on here before, the ceramic acrylic wax, it is still there, but I think it's being covered up a little by the wax that's in the shampoo. So you can see here, it is sheeting away very slowly, but there is some sheeting going on there, and some beading if it was a light rain shower. But yeah, this wax is failing somewhat, although the shampoo has some wax in it. It's not really doing much there, so it's interesting. Oh, that panel's nearly dry now though, so there's still some protection there. This door isn't doing quite so well, but if you've already waxed your car, wash and wax will help to rejuvenate some of that wax, help not to remove it quite so much. This is a different kind of wax, being a ceramic acrylic spray wax. It's very different, but you can see there, that's what it looks like clean. So now I need to go around and wash the rest of the car. And you can see the car is looking much nicer now. It's much glossier and darker and just cleaner. It's definitely been cleaned very nicely. I've really enjoyed this shampoo. It's got really nice slickness to it, and yeah, the car is just looking much nicer just after a wash. But I will need to go over it with a detailing spray or something, because this water is going to dry on the car. We're going to end up with water spots, so I need to do something to make sure that this is looking good and make sure it doesn't suffer from those water spots. And I also want to try the iron fallout remover as well. Now, the wheel on the other side of the car was cleaned. This wheel has not been, so I want to see how the iron fallout remover behaves with a clean wheel and a dirty wheel. So being that this is an iron fallout remover gel, I was expecting it to go on thicker, but I was very pleasantly surprised that it comes out of the spray nozzle in a thinner consistency and it sprays out a little bit more atomized. That's great because it means it will stick to the wheels and get across the wheels better. Many iron fallout remover gel products or thicker products tend to go on a little thicker and snotty, and it makes it harder to properly spray it across the wheels. But as you can see, the front left wheel, which has been washed, there's very little iron fallout reaction on the wheel faces, and most of it is within the barrel. But when you swap over to the front right wheel, which had not been washed, you can see there is far more iron fallout on the wheel face, meaning that the breakthrough wheel shampoo on the other wheel did a good job of cleaning up the wheel quite well. So you can see here, there is more contamination left behind on an unwashed wheel. Rinsing off from the front left wheel, you can see it looks much better again. And you can see that river of blood looking there. That's the fallout reaction. The front right wheel, you can see the fallout remover does help to clean up the look of that wheel a bit, but it still hasn't been properly cleaned. Keep that in mind. You cannot just use an iron fallout remover as a wheel cleaner. It still does need a clean, which it got off camera. Okay, so that's the car done now, and it's looking great. It's looking nice and shiny, glossy, it's clean, it's what we needed. So let's go through them quickly. First of all, the breakthrough was a really nice shampoo. I know it looks black, it's actually purple. It's hard to see through there. Nice wheel shampoo, actually. It worked really well. I didn't use anything else for the cleaning of the wheels. Just the breakthrough with the wheel woolies and a couple of other brushes. And yeah, I quite liked it. It was a bit of slickness there. And yeah, it was just a nice wheel shampoo. It's nice to use wheel shampoos. Didn't need to use much in the bucket either as well. Like I said, it's 25 to 50 mil in a bucket. I used 25 mil. That means I'm going to get quite a few uses out of that. It makes it more economical. So I enjoyed using that. The road rage, I'm going to be honest here, I was not overly sold on this, and I'm not sure if it's because of the car, because of the existing protections, or because it doesn't get a wash unless I feature it on a video, because it's the only time I get it to clean. I'm not entirely sure what was going on there, but at the weaker dilution ratio, it was okay. It was weaker on the spray bottle, the pump sprayer, rather than the snow foam lance. Using it with the snow foam lance, it still wasn't all that impressive, to be perfectly honest with you. If I had used this in the pump sprayer at the stronger dilution ratio, it might have done something else. I think the issue with using it through a snow foam lance is that although you're mixing it up to the same that you might mix it in a pump sprayer, it's being diluted again when the water comes through the snow foam lance. So you're getting a dilution again. So you're not getting so much onto the panel. I think if I used this in a pump sprayer at a stronger dilution, it may well do something. I'm going to reserve judgment for this for when I find a dirtier car, because Dad's car was not particularly dirty. It wasn't much of a challenge, but there was still dirt there that needed removing with the contact wash. So I'm going to have to give this a few more tries. This is just the first time I've tried it, and I know others have had great success with it. So I'm going to have to reserve mine and maybe come back to it, put it on my Instagram or something, and see how it goes. But as far as the dilution ratios, they're good. It makes it more economical. Interested to see how that goes. The shampoo, I liked the shampoo. The wash and gloss, it was nice. It was foamy. It was sudsy, if you like foam and suds. There was also, would you mind not hiccuping in my video, please? The shampoo was slick, which I liked. There was definite slickness there. It does mention slick feel. So there was a slickness there. The suds did carry on to the car. They seemed to last through the wash as well, which was nice. I genuinely liked that. That was a good shampoo. I didn't use much. I think I used roughly 40 milliliters into my bucket, which is still pretty good going. So that was nice. And then finally, ferrous ferric. That was a very effective iron fallout remover. The gel was good because the gel means it will stick to the wheels better. It certainly did. It clung on there and it was doing its thing. It wasn't disappearing at all. It wasn't running away, which was really nice. It worked really well. I was really pleased with that one. I mean, I get sent probably more iron fallout removers than anything else. I have probably more iron fallout removers. I'm not struggling for them, but that's a really good one. I enjoyed using that. So, thank you very much to Sean at High Definition Detail for sending these to me. Like I said, most of these I like. I just need to try road rage a little more on hopefully a dirtier car or at different dilution ratios. We'll see how it goes from there. But like I said, I've heard from others, and I'm not going to doubt that it's good. There are some guys out there who have tried it, reviewed it, and give it good reviews. So I'm not going to doubt what they say. Paul Dolden's tried it. Martin from OCD has tried it. They've both said it's great. So I'm not going to disagree. If you want to check out their reviews, feel free to go and have a look for that. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and smash that like button. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And while you're there, make sure you ring the notification bell so you don't miss my next video uploads. In the meantime, I've been Specky. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.